or continue to engage with the perpetrators of crimes against human dignity, whether it will stand and fight for good or bow to appease evil. In German law, human dignity is sacrosanct, the absolute foundation of all other rights. This regime has made its destruction a governing principle, and it has brought that principle to German soil. German courts have linked Iranian state agencies to firebombing and shooting attacks on synagogues in Bochum and Essen. Intelligence services have documented Iranian cyber attacks on the German government, dissidents, and defense industries. And this is not new. The regime brags about the murders it has committed on your soil, like that of Iranian Kurdish dissidents or a beloved artist, Fereydun Farrokhzad. They have no shame. In fact, they boast. This is what they do. They have always done it, and they are doing it still on European soil, in European cities, against Europeans. The threats to Germany and Europe continues to this day. It threatens you with the terrorists it sends to your shores. It threatens you with the suicide drones it sends Putin in the war against Ukraine. It threatens you with its new long-range missiles that can hit the heart of continental Europe. As long as this regime is in place, you will continue to face these threats, and they will only get worse. No deal will solve this. No negotiations will solve this. It is in their DNA. For 47 years, you have tried to change this regime's behavior, and for that, should be obvious by now, you have failed. So today, you have two choices. You can submit and continue to live under constant blackmail, or you can chart a new course. It is time for you to act and solve this problem for good, for your own sake. The Iranian diaspora has delivered its verdict. On February 14th, more than 250,000 Iranians gathered in Munich. They were not alone. They were joined by Germans who value freedom and dignity. Across Hamburg, Stuttgart, and Berlin, they marched under one flag with one demand: a free, secular, democratic Iran. Europe should listen to them and not negotiate with the terrorists who drove them into exile. The choice before Europe is not between war and peace. It is between a dying regime that endangers us all and a free Iran that can become a partner for stability. European governments must stop appeasing this regime, expel regime ambassadors, refuse to legitimize any arrangement that preserves the IRGC-centered power structure, prepare to recognize the transitional government when it is announced. The snapback sanctions, the closure of Iranian consulates, the push to list the IRGC as a terrorist organization, these are steps in the right direction, but they are not enough. For 47 years, the world has known Iran through the action of a regime that took a great nation hostage, chose ideology over its people's well-being, and exported terror instead of peace. But that is not the real Iran. The transitional government I envision will honor these commitments from the very first day, and Iran's nuclear ambitions immediately and permanently. And all support for terrorism. Release every hostage. Free every political prisoner. Normalize relations with the international community. A free Iran will be a stabilizing anchor for the entire Middle East, ending the proxy wars that have ravaged Lebanon, Yemen, Iraq, and Syria, and become a partner for regional economic integration. Its energy potential, reconnected to global markets, would benefit European consumers, Persian Gulf neighbors, and the Iranian people alike. This is the single greatest untapped opportunity for regional peace in a generation, and more than $1 trillion in economic opportunity in a decade ahead. That is only possible when this regime is gone, when the Iranian people's revolution succeeds. The Iranian people are not asking you to fight their revolution. They are already doing that, and with a courage that should humble all of us. They are asking something far more modest. Do not legitimize those who oppress them. Do not strengthen those who terrorize them. Prepare for the day when Iran stands free. There are moments in history when neutrality is not a position, it is a decision. When caution is not prudence, it is complicity. You in Germany know this all too well. You know the cost of appeasement. I am asking you, on behalf of a nation, to stand on the right side of history, to stand for justice. The Iranian people have already done the hardest thing. They stood in the street. They faced the gun. They said the name of freedom out loud in a country where that word could get you killed. They did not wait for the world's permission. But they are still waiting for one thing, for the world to catch up with their courage. The choice is yours. With or without the world, with or without Europe, with or without Germany, our fight goes on. We will not rest until our nation is free, until our people have their dignity restored, until justice is served. But if you stand with us, if you act in honor of those 40,000 innocent protesters, you will save lives. You will stop the flow of blood. On the day of our victory, I hope to be able to tell the people of Iran that Germany stood with them. Thank you.
Wir danken Ihnen. Wir kommen jetzt zu Ihren Fragen. Ich bitte aufgrund der großen Nachfrage, die ich eine lange Liste schon habe, sich auf eine Frage und eine Nachfrage zu beschränken. Wir fangen bei der Kollegin hier vorne an.
Dankeschön. Thank you very much. Charlotte Weyers, Dutch Public News Channel, NOS. Mr. Pahlavi, thank you. In order to lead a new government in Iran, previously you have emphasized the importance of military involvement of the USA. Now that the US military is involved, at the moment a regime change doesn't seem to be happening. How have your plans changed? What is your new plan now?
The strategy is ultimately for people to be able to reclaim the streets. Obviously, when you are faced with such level of brutality, you have to strategically retreat until the time comes for them to safely return to the streets again. This is why a continued campaign that would give them minimal protection so that the regime's thugs on the streets cannot shoot to kill people that come out of their homes, that at least gives us an equalizing chance to have a real opportunity for that. The importance of that intervention was exactly the argument that people that are defenseless, that are hostages, need to have some level of outside assistance. That's a factor in our cause for liberation.
Eine Nachfrage. This protection, how does this look like? Because
Actually, could you please speak louder?
Yes. How would this protection look like if there is no presence of military in the streets?
Because the very same people, when they see that the regime was on the retreat, and that's when they started moving forward, were all of a sudden faced with this brutal reaction. Understand that the regime, in the meantime, is crumbling. There are internal rifts. There are people that are refusing to show up to work to repress the people. They have refused to carry out orders of repression, to the point that the regime had to import over 5,000 elements from outside of Iran, not even Iranian citizens. They come from Afghanistan, they come from Iraq, they come from Lebanon, to do the dirty job, to hit the people. At some point,